The marketing research process is a set of 6 steps which defines the tasks to be accomplished in conducting a marketing research study. These include problem definition, developing an approach to problem, research design formulation, fieldwork, data preparation and analysis, and report generation and presentation. 1. Stages of marketing research process. This section is in a list format that may be better presented using prose. You can help by converting this section to prose, if appropriate. Editing help is available. December 2012. Step 1. Problem definition. The first step in any marketing research project is to define the problem. In defining the problem, the researcher should take into account the purpose of the study, the relevant background information, what information is needed, and how it will be used in decision-making. Problem definition involves discussion with the decision-makers, interviews with industry experts, analysis of secondary data, and, perhaps, some qualitative research, such as focus groups. Once the problem has been precisely defined, the research can be designed and conducted properly. 2. Step 2. Development of an approach to the problem. Development of an approach to the problem includes formulating an objective or theoretical framework, analytical models, research questions, hypotheses, and identifying characteristics or factors that can influence the research design. This process is guided by discussions with management and industry experts, case studies and simulations, analysis of secondary data, qualitative research and pragmatic considerations. 2. Step 3. Research design formulation. A research design is a framework or blueprint for conducting the marketing research project. It details the procedures necessary for obtaining the required information, and its purpose is to design a study that will test the hypotheses of interest, determine possible answers to the research questions, and provide the information needed for decision-making. Conducting exploratory research, precisely defining the variables, and designing appropriate scales to measure them are also a part of the research design. The issue of how the data should be obtained from the respondents, for example, by conducting a survey or an experiment, must be addressed. It is also necessary to design a questionnaire and a sampling plan to select respondents for the study. More formally, formulating the research design involves the following steps. 1. Secondary data analysis, qualitative research, methods of collecting quantitative data: survey, observation, and experimentation, definition of the information needed, measurement and scaling procedures, questionnaire design, sampling process and sample size, plan of data analysis. Step 4. Fieldwork or data collection. Data collection involves a field force or staff that operates either in the field, as in the case of personal interviewing in home, mall intercept, or computer-assisted personal interviewing, from an office by telephone or computer-assisted telephone interviewing, or through mail, traditional mail and mail panel surveys with pre-recruited households. Proper selection, training, supervision, and evaluation of the field force helps minimize data collection errors. Step 5. Data preparation and analysis. Data preparation includes the editing, coding, transcription, and verification of data. Each questionnaire or observation form is inspected, or edited, and, if necessary, corrected. Number or letter codes are assigned to represent each response to each question in the questionnaire. The data from the questionnaires are transcribed or key-punched onto magnetic tape, or discs, or input directly into the computer. Verification ensures that the data from the original questionnaires have been accurately transcribed, while data analysis, guided by the plan of data analysis, gives meaning to the data that have been collected. Univariate techniques are used for analyzing data when there is a single measurement of each element or unit in the sample, or, If there are several measurements of each element, each RCH variable is analyzed in isolation. On the other hand, multivariate techniques are used for analyzing data when there are two or more measurements on each element and the variables are analyzed simultaneously. 2. Step 6: Report preparation and presentation. The entire project should be documented in a written report which addresses the specific research questions identified, describes the approach, the research design, data collection, and data analysis procedures adopted, and presents the results and the major findings. The findings should be presented in a comprehensible format so that they can be readily used in the decision-making process. In addition, an oral presentation should be made to management using tables, figures, and graphs to enhance clarity and impact. 2. For these reasons, interviews with experts are more useful in conducting marketing research for industrial firms and for products of a technical nature, where it is relatively easy to identify and approach the experts. This method is also helpful in situations where little information is available from other sources, as in the case of radically new products. Secondary data analysis. Secondary data are data collected for some purpose other than the problem at hand. Primary data, on the other hand, are originated by the researcher for the specific purpose of addressing the research problem. Secondary data include information made available by business and government sources, commercial marketing research firms, and computerized databases. Secondary data are an economical and quick source of background information. Qualitative research, information, industry experts, and secondary data may not be sufficient to define the research problem. Sometimes qualitative research must be undertaken to gain a qualitative understanding of the problem and its underlying factors. Qualitative research is unstructured, exploratory in nature, based on small samples, and may utilize popular qualitative techniques such as focus groups, group interviews, word association, asking respondents to indicate their first responses to stimulus words, and depth interviews, one-on-one interviews which probe the respondents' thoughts in detail. Other exploratory research techniques, such as pilot surveys with small samples of respondents, may also be undertaken.